Hello and welcome to the Ryno Sports Talk. And this week is a special edition, but I do want to start off with my week in review. I kind of do this normally, but I'm going to do just the special one this week since it's a special episode. So I have four topics here, and I'm just going to go through them kind of quickly, kind of just giving my opinion on it. And the first thing is the NFL relocation happened this week, and that means a lot of things. And I talked about this last week, like who was going to relocate and who wasn't, and all that stuff. And I think the Rams are a good choice to go there because they don't have a stadium. Their owner's kind of greedy, and they really needed to get out of St. Louis just because their fan support wasn't really there. But basically, the Rams are relocating this year, and then the Chargers are relocating, have an option to relocate, a deal with or negotiate a deal with them to relocate. They have a year to do that, and the Raiders if the Chargers don't follow through with that. So basically, it's going to be the Rams and the Chargers if it goes through next year. We're going to find out that, and I think that's a good choice for them. They're going to get a big new stadium in LA or in Inglewood, I guess, and it's expected to open in 2019. And Commissioner Goodell, expects it to be an extraordinary success. Extraordinary success. So I kind of agree with that. I kind of like how they were doing it this year with relocation. It's going to be interesting to see how that kind of changes in the future, but it's been interesting. I think that the Rams are a good choice to go back, and if the Chargers go with them, it's going to be even better for them. So, good job for the NFL for not screwing this one up somehow. Now on to the NFL coaches being hired. We have, I think there's three this week. That sounds right. I know Adam Gase for the Dolphins. I covered that last week. I think it's going to be a great choice with him and the Tannehill, with him being the franchise quarterback and stuff. So I think that's going to be a great choice there. And Gase is kind of a quarterback guru. And then happened today, Thursday, is Chip Kelly was hired by the 49ers to be their next head coach. So that's something else too. I think it means a lot for Colin Kaepernick. So I think they're going to be doing something good with him. And I think it's just a great thing for them to have, or for him to have a coach like Chip Kelly, who's kind of a running mobile quarterback kind of system guy. So that's a great choice. At least I think so. And then Eagles are expected to hire Chiefs offensive coordinator Doug Peterson as their head coach. He used to be a player and an assistant for Philadelphia. I don't really know much. I know that he's a really good offensive coordinator, basically because he kind of took over Alex Smith and made him a really good quarterback, and the offense he produces every year is really good. It's really the Chiefs always have a good offense, an efficient offense, but it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in the future. Like, are they gonna go over the top more, and like kind of what kind of his offense for the Eagles is gonna be? That's gonna be the most interesting part there. And then a couple more coaches. Ben McAdoo was hired as the coach. He's the former offensive coordinator for the past 2 years, and he's hired as the coach of the Giants. Good choice. He'll keep Eli in a good system, and he's been producing really well over the last 2 years. I already talked about the Eagles. Another one is Tennessee Titans. Kind of have a coach. They basically said Mike Mularkey he's kind of been telling people the job is kind of his. It's be interesting to see what happens there. They did get a new GM, the Buccaneers director of player personnel, so that could mean something for Dirk Cotter if the Bucs don't offer it to him. The Browns hired Hugh Jackson, former Bengals offensive coordinator and Raiders coach. He went 8-8 as a Raiders coach, so I think it could be a good move. Johnny Manziel is basically gone from there, is what he said. So that's gonna be interesting. And I literally just got this on my phone. The Buccaneers will name Dirk Cotter as head coach, so Buccaneers just got new coach, and I think that's a good thing because Jameis Winston kind of needs to keep the system the same so he can be good, and he proved that he's a good coach or quarterback last year, and Cotter's going to keep the same system obviously. So I think that's a good thing for both Dirk Cotter and Jameis Winston. And then I think that's really it. I'm trying to look through all my listed coaches here, and I don't really see anything else. So there's only the Titans are still kind of looking for a coach. So or officially still looking for a coach. There's kind of been some chatter that there's not, but so that's going to be interesting. I think some of these coaches are really young and they're going to be good. So I think it's going to be an interesting year next year. See what happens. And yeah. So moving on to college basketball, I saw this last week. I have a couple of my friends here at Hastings. They were talking about the they're not Cavaliers. They're Kansas Jayhawks fans. So on Monday, no, was it Sunday? So one of the day this week, Kansas played Oklahoma, and it was a 1-2 matchup. I kind of previewed it. I guess it must have been last week. I kind of talked about it. I talked about it last week, and that was kind of a preview of what was going to come up and what was going to happen this week. And just going to go day by day here. On Sunday, the only real, I guess, upset was Clemson beat Louisville, and Louisville was number 16. So that just started that thing. And then Clemson lost to Alabama in the college football championship, which I bring that up for a reason, which I'll talk about here in a moment. But on Tuesday, West Virginia, which is an 11 seed, which is number 11, beat Kansas 74-63. I thought that was really interesting because Kansas is the number 1 overall team in the nation, and they just beat Oklahoma, and then they lose to West Virginia. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I didn't get to watch the game. I was getting busy with some other stuff, and West Virginia kind of just did a press defense like they normally do, and kind of destroyed Kansas. Then on the same night, I guess it'd be three other upsets happened. Miami lost to Virginia. Miami was an 8 seed. Virginia is a 13. And then Texas, unranked, beat Iowa State, which is a 17, in overtime. And then Michigan beat Maryland 70-67 with a game-winning 3. So that's 4 upsets in one day. And there's 1, 2, 3 of them were top 10, and 2 of them were top 3. And then so we're moving on to Wednesday. Clemson beat Duke just 2 days after losing the college football final. Their football team did. And that's the first time that a college had a team beat a ranked team and play in the college football playoff in the same time, in the same like week. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And that's really okay. South Carolina also lost to Alabama 73-50, and then Oklahoma State almost beat Oklahoma as well. And there's going to be some interesting games tonight. Iowa, Michigan State's going to be a good one. And then I'm looking ahead, and I don't really see OSU Maryland's going to be good. I don't really see any more upsets on the horizon. Maybe Clemson, Miami, because Clemson's on a kind of a hot streak right now. And then West Virginia, Oklahoma, both those games are on Saturday. And then Sunday, don't really see a game on here. So I think the college basketball upsets are kind of a good thing for college basketball, but it's really good that there's not one team that's just rising above everyone like Kentucky, like every year. So I'm going to be looking forward to the rest of the season. Now I can actually watch since college football's done and NFL's basically done. So I get to watch a little bit more basketball and stuff. So I'm going to be looking forward to it. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the last thing here. I'm going to talk about is the NFL wild card. And I got to watch a majority of these games. I don't think I watched every game. I kind of got bored. But I'm going to go right down the list here and just talk about what I saw kind of quick. Chiefs-Texans. Chiefs look really, really good. They beat the Texans 30-0. They look like one of the best teams right now. They're really on fire. Their offense is clicking. Their defense is really good. All that stuff. And then the Steelers beat the Bengals 18-16, but they did lose Antonio Brown and basically Big Ben. And what really kind of puts Cincinnati into the ground is their penalties at the end of the game. I thought that was funny personally because they're really an undisciplined team and they don't really have a good coach and they always figure out a way to lose in the playoffs, so I thought it was funny. Seahawks-Vikings is the next one. That was the first game on Sunday. And what's really funny about this is Blair Walsh missed a 27-yarder after he scored his whole team's points. So you can't really blame him, but they had a lot of opportunities that they missed, and they should have won that game and beat the Seahawks, but I guess you never know. And then the last game of the week is Packers Redskins. I thought Washington was going to win this game, or at least keep it really close, and they didn't. Kirk Cousins threw for over 300 yards again, and I guess it was just the defense was really good. I didn't get to watch this game, and I guess the defense was just really good and held him in the second half there. And the one thing I thought was kind of interesting is I was reading some stuff after the game, so just like reading up on it. People were saying that the rush game's back because Eddie Lacy's back, and I don't really see why. He rushed 12 times for 63 yards, and the only reason he got to 63 was because he had a long of 30, and I think that was like right near the end of the game kind of thing. And I mean, no Alabama running back's really that good, in my opinion, and I'm gonna have a little bit of a piece about that closer to the draft, but I don't see the Packers really going very far into the next round. So guess we'll see what's gonna happen. But now we're gonna move right into my breakdown of the college football, starting with the conferences. So stay tuned for that.